Hey, everybody, welcome to the Everyday Style Network info party or info session or Zoom chat or whatever the heck you want to call it. Welcome. I am super happy that you are here. In case you are new, I'm Jennifer Mackey-Mary. I have Everyday Style and the Everyday Style School podcast, and we are starting on this brand new thing called the Everyday Style Network. And tonight we're going to talk all about it. But first of all, I just want to welcome you. If you didn't have the opportunity to catch us live, I'm actually re-recording this for the replay because we had a little bit of audio difficulty and I want to make sure that everyone caught everything. So I'm just going to repeat the questions that we got in the first session. And if you are rewatching this and you did make the live session and you're thinking, why is everything different? That will be why. So here we go. Let's just get into it. Again, welcome. I'm so proud of you for at least taking this step and saying, maybe this is something that I'd like to do. Maybe this is something that I'd be good at doing. My thought is that if you are here, you like style, you like clothes, you have fun with this stuff. And there's a lot of ways to turn that into a business. And if I can help you do it, I think that's fantastic. So let's dig in. Today, we're going to be talking about what the Everyday Style Network is, who it's right for, the training and certification process, the next steps, whether you are ready to sign up right now or you need to think on it a little bit. We've got some help for you to help make your decisions. And then we're going to just cover some questions that we got through email and then in the first session. So I do want to say, I don't want this to be like a heavy sales pitch where you feel like, I got to sign up now. Oh, high pressure sales. That is not my style at all. The point of this is to help you realize if this is right for you. What I will tell you is that we have about 5 times as many people on the interested list as I thought we would have spots for in the first round of the program. We're going to cap the first program simply because this is our first round and I want to make sure that I have a manageable number of people so that we can roll it out again next year. Perfect, right? I want to get feedback from our first round. So we are going to be capping it. With that said, I don't want you to feel like you have to make a decision right now today, but I would also say if this is something that you want to do, you definitely want to get your button gear. All right, let's get started. Before we get started, I really want to talk about 5 reasons being a stylist is a fabulous career. It has been such a blessing and a joy for me. And I'm really going to try and limit my experience to when I was a one-on-one stylist working with people in stores and in their homes, because it's a very different business than I have right now. But I have so much love for it. I really, truly have so much love for it. And these are just 5 reasons that I think it's a fantastic career. Number 1, it's easy to get started. I had a friend who started a business around the same time that I started my one-on-one business, which was Apple and Pear Wardrobe Design. Terrible name, by the way. Great name, but also terrible name. And I'll tell you why in training. But she started hers the same time I started mine. Her career journey involved like intellectual property lawyers and patent searches and manufacturing and all this good stuff. And I was kind of like, I got a clothing rack and a website. I'm ready to make money, right? It's a very easy business to break into. You don't have a ton of overhead. You don't have inventory. You don't have complicated systems. You don't need a ton of expensive software. You can really start very, very frugally and grow as you grow. You don't need a huge investment. And I think that's a great business to start. All right, number 2, you change lives. One of my favorite stories to tell is I worked with a woman and she had a ton of little kids. Like a ton to me is like 5. That's a lot of kids to me, but they were all very, very close in age. And she was telling me that they hadn't been out on a date in a while. And, she had nothing to wear and everything was sad and blah, blah, blah. She went home. I didn't hear from her again, but I did hear from her husband who emailed me. And he said she came home from shopping and she pulled out everything that she bought. And she was doing like the little runway show thing and trying everything on. And then she said, let's get a babysitter and go out. And he said for 4 years, she has not wanted to get a babysitter. It was always too much effort. She didn't have anything to wear. She just felt bad about herself. And he said, thank you for giving me my wife back. And that was such a humbling, like meaningful moment for me because it's not just about pants, right? Yes, we got her pants. We got her pants that solved her problems, but we gave her her marriage back. We gave her her relationship back in a way, and that is huge. And that's just one of so many stories that I could share with you about how putting people in better pants really does change your life. Okay, number 3, women need you. Now, I have a story from not so long ago, Friday to be exact. Now, I don't really see clients one-on-one anymore for a lot of reasons, but I don't. However, last Friday, I had a client from DC fly to Minneapolis to go shopping with me. She has a friend that lives here. So she flew in Thursday night and we went shopping all day Friday. And then she left on Saturday morning. So it was like a marathon shopping day. So I had my 2 clients, her and her friend, and we had them in the fitting rooms, and we were at Nordstrom, and I gave out 7 or 8 cards on Friday, and a lot of them at Nordstrom from women who weren't getting help, from women who were struggling to find things that looked right, that fit right, that, were their style, that to make them feel fabulous. They weren't getting the help they needed. And that was at Nordstrom. And at Nordstrom that day, I dressed a woman for a wedding in Monterey, California, and a woman for a job interview. She hadn't been in the workforce in a while, and she was really just like stressing about what to wear. And in between running for my clients, I was able to throw some things in their fitting rooms and, on the DL, fix their wardrobe problems too. But it made me really sad and mad, because at Nordstrom, you should expect better. If you're at Gap, fine, you're on your own. But at Nordstrom, there should be somebody there to help you. But what I have found over the years is that there isn't, that there's really a lack of help in fitting rooms, and women don't know how to dress themselves. I really thought, because I was good at dressing myself, that everybody else knew how to do it too. They don't. They really, truly don't. Women struggle with this, and they need help and they want help. But a lot of women think it's just kind of beyond their, like, oh, that's for fancy people. I hear that a lot. Oh, that's for celebrities. No, it's really not. It's for anyone who doesn't have pants, right? But women need you. And I think they need you now more than ever. Over the last couple of years, life has changed quite a bit. But one of the biggest things is that women are kind of coming out of this going, nothing works anymore. Like, I don't go to that office, or my pants don't fit, or whatever it is. And they're needing kind of this total wardrobe overhaul. And, I don't know what's going to happen in the next year, the next 2 years, whatever. But I do know that as women have to reinvent themselves, they're going to need clothes for it. And so I think the need for stylists is going to be bigger than ever. All right. Another reason it's a great business is that you can build your business in a lot of different ways. I started my business because I wanted a little bit of extra money for myself, and I wanted to get away from my children because I'm not a great stay-at-home mom. And I thought if I had clients like twice a month, a couple clients a month, just to get out of the house. And then I really wanted to pay for my haircuts and colors. They're expensive. That's really, that's where this whole thing started, was my haircuts and colors. But that's truly what I wanted. I just wanted money to cover that, and not to feel guilty about getting expensive haircuts and colors. But it obviously turned into something totally different. But the point is, you can work very, very part-time. You can make it a full-time job. You can style stay-at-home moms, or you can style executives. You can style women who are looking for a career advancement, or women who are just graduating from college. Like, there are so many opportunities of different things you can do, which to me is just really fun, is that you get to find your niche and your place in the industry, and serve the women that you want to serve. Number 5, it's fun. It's just honestly really fun. If you are a person who likes style and likes clothes and likes to shop, it's fun. If you are a person who doesn't like style and clothes or shopping, this isn't the job for you. But if you do, it's really fun. I would say 95% of the clients that I've worked with, it felt like a day like shopping with friends. I mean, it was always a good time. And when I went, and if I was tired or overworked or whatever, I'd be into it for like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden I was just having a great time. So those are 5 reasons that I think that this is a fantastic career. And if those resonate with you, then maybe this is for you too. All right, so let's talk about the Everyday Style Network. Let me give you the little backstory history on it. We get requests to Everyday Style quite a lot for local stylists. Do you know anyone in Boulder, Colorado? Do you know anyone in, I don't know, New Hampshire, all these places all over the country? And we don't, honestly, I barely know stylists like here. But we get them a lot, and they're kind of just all over the place. And I feel terrible that we can't help them. I saw you speak here, or a friend of mine saw you speak here. Do you have someone exactly like you who can come speak to our group in, Boulder, Colorado? I don't know why that was when we got, I think, last week, but that's my fake city tonight. But anyway, we don't have anybody. We don't have those connections. So I started thinking about, like, how can we help people? How can we solve this need of women who really want help? And I will tell you, I think that my podcast is very, very good. The downloads tell me other people think so too. I think that our digital courses are really good. I think our capsule guides make life easy and change lives and do all the things that I want them to do. But there isn't a substitute for somebody who needs that one-on-one help, that needs that person in their closet saying, no, Linda, you don't need 12 black t-shirts. Like, these are all the same. Get rid of 9 of them. Pick the best 3, get rid of 9, or a woman in a fitting room who is struggling with what to wear to a job interview. She's not going to download a course. She wants help. She wants actual help. So I thought, how can we solve this problem? And I thought, maybe we hire people. Like, maybe we put out a thing, and if you want to be a stylist with us, you can apply. But the problem is, we don't get enough of these calls to have people working literally in every location all around the country or world. That just doesn't make sense. And then I thought, well, maybe we just have a directory. Like, if you are a local stylist, you can pay, I don't know, $50 a month, whatever. I have no idea, but you can just pay to be listed on our website. But let me tell you a little secret about myself. I am crazy about my reputation. I am crazy about quality service. I am crazy about wanting people to have a good experience, and putting my name on somebody that I don't know what they know will simply never happen. I just couldn't do it. I could never, ever, ever do it, because I would lay in bed at night wondering about the Linda in Boulder, Colorado, if she got good service or not. And then I would have to follow up with Linda. And then I would end up giving Linda, an hour of my time virtually. And you can see how that's not really going to work, right? So a directory was not going to happen. Then I was out to dinner with my friend Melissa. You probably have heard her on our podcast, Melissa Klug. She is a KonMari certified consultant, and she was talking about how Marie Kondo solved that problem. And she does these certified consultants where they have their own business, but they are listed on her website, and they can conduct their own business the way they see fit within guidelines. And there you go. And I thought, well, maybe that's the answer. Partly because I believe every woman should be her own boss. One thing I have loved about having my own business is that I can grow it as big as I want it to be. It is something that I've done for myself. I like being in control of my own destiny, but I also love that I can make this work with my life, that on any field trip I want to go on, I can go, because I just don't have clients that day, or I just don't do what I need to do that day. I just take a day, and I don't have to okay it with anybody. I can take a month off if I want, because I work for myself. And that is such a blessing. And it's been so amazing for our family that I can really be present when I want to be, but also still have something for myself. I think one of the things that we have not solved, and if you're watching in another country and you're like, oh, we don't have that here, yay, but we do. Women struggle to have something that they love, something that is their own, but something that they feel like they can take 3 months off, 4 months off, 6 months off if they have a baby and they just don't want to work for a while. That's what having your own business does for you. And you can grow it as big as you want, and you can work when you want. And it is an amazing thing. So I am known as a small business bully. If you bake me a good cookie, I'm going to tell you that you should have a cookie business. If you can decorate a room well, I'm going to encourage you to become an interior decorator. Like, I believe that owning your own business is kind of the path forward for women to have what we want. So when we were talking about this, Melissa and I got so excited about helping women start businesses. My side hustle, it's an unpaid side hustle, but I teach fundamentals of business to high schoolers and at a community college level. And it's like my favorite thing ever. I love teaching people how to start businesses, because it's not something that I ever knew how to do, but turns out I was pretty good at it. And I love, love, love teaching people. So this idea was just like, it was such a spark, and I wanted to do it so badly. And I was like, yes, let's do it. And beyond that, I wanted to give new stylists what I wish I had. When I started, I had a ton of experience styling people. And if you don't, I don't want you to hear that and go, oh, I can't do this. No, that's not the point at all. My point is, I was really good at this thing, but oh my God, I didn't know what I didn't know. I had no idea how to set up a website. You guys, my first website was so ugly. And I didn't have anyone to talk to about it either. I couldn't call up the local stylist in the area and be like, hey, what are you doing for marketing? Hey, got any leads for me? Like, I had to figure it all out on my own. And I found myself like asking my husband, what do you think of this font? And he does math and government contracts for a living. So he doesn't know about font pairings. Like, he just doesn't. And so it kind of created this tension on our marriage. I was very, very lonely. I was very lonely because I was either with my clients who, yes, it's fun, but it's not like, hey, Linda, what do you think of this font pairing? There was nobody to ask. And so I want this thing to be everything I wish I had, to combat the loneliness and nobody to talk to and nobody who knows exactly what they're talking about, to help you not make the mistakes that I made. One of the biggest mistakes I made was that I did not start an email list for 2.5 years. In the business world, friends, if you're not in the business world, you're like, so if you're in the business world, that would make you like roll over and just clutch your pearls, because that you just don't do that. And it was one of the biggest mistakes I made. So if you choose not to do Everyday Style Network, cool, take that nugget with you and start your email list today. And in the training, we're going to talk about how to do that. But anyway, that's what I want. I want to give women a head start. I want you not to struggle so darn hard at the beginning, because you don't have to struggle. All right. So we started talking about this in 2020, and then the world got really crazy last fall and winter, and it did not materialize. And sad, like everything else in 2020, sad, right? But what that time gave me was time to think about really how I wanted this structured and what would serve people best. And I think we got there. And there's two big areas that I changed, even if you filled out the info form. How we're delivering the training, it has changed quite a bit. And then what we're allowing our certified stylists to do has changed a lot as well. And I hope that you like both of those changes. And I think that, I think when you have a year to think about things, they get better. So there you go. That's the history. What is the Everyday Style Network? The Everyday Style Network is a community of independent certified wardrobe stylists. We're on a mission to help stylists launch successful businesses, not just businesses, successful businesses, and impact women all over the world by spreading the message of everyday style. Let's dig a little deeper, shall we? We are a community of certified independent wardrobe stylists. So this program is really two parts. There is a training program and a certification program. The training program teaches you what you need to know to become a stylist and to start your business. The certification program is when we give you the stamp of approval and say, yep, you get it. You are good enough to be on our website. And I'm not going to lay awake worrying that your clients are being well served, because I know they are. You will be listed on our website, right? And that will hopefully drive clients to you. But that's what it means to be a certified stylist. So one of the things that has changed a bit as well is how much training on styling that we're going to be doing. And I think that we've gotten to a good place on that. And I'm going to share more about that in just a minute. Network stylists are independent business owners. So if you are an employee of Everyday Style, you work for us, and you maybe see a client and you charge her $150, and we take whatever we want and we give you whatever we want. And there you go. That's a bad deal for you. It's a bad deal for us too, because it's a lot of management. I don't want to do it. Okay. And then if you are a franchise, that means that you basically are a part of Everyday Style, and we give you this manual of standards and operating procedures. And we say, okay, you can use these colors and you can use these fonts, and your website has to be set up this way, and your name has to be this, and you can only charge people this much. And we have a lot more control in your business. We don't really want that either. Oh, and if you're a franchisee, you pay us a royalty, right? So if you charge somebody $150, maybe you send us $15 or $20 or $50 or whatever the royalty fee is. We don't want that either. We want to basically be partners with Certified Stylist. So you have your own business, you have your own business name, you have your own website, you have your own branding, you have your own colors, you have your own font pairings. You can ask your husband to help you pick them out if you like, but I don't recommend it. But you have a lot of leeway in how you run your business. And for that honor, you don't really pay us anything. There is a licensing fee per year to be able to use our name, our logos, and to be listed on our website and get the other benefits. And we'll talk more about that later. But it's a one-time thing. And within reason, you can choose how you work with clients. And that is this last part. Network stylists work one-on-one with clients in person or virtually. So last year when we talked about this, I was really hesitant on the whole virtual styling thing because A, it's harder. I was a stylist for a long time before I felt really confident in it. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole reason. But the world has changed. Again, the world has changed, and virtual is just part of it. So in our training, we're going to give tips for working with people virtually, and allow you to do that so that you don't have to be in a client's home, or in the stores if that's not feeling safe to you. Now, I will say that most people want that. They want that in-house, in-store experience, assuming they feel safe and you feel safe. So, but we are expanding it so that you can work virtually with people so that your client base can expand and you can roll with the changing times. All right, we're on a mission to help women launch successful businesses. Working for yourself, like I said, is the best way to create the life you want. Getting started is the hardest part. One thing that really surprised me is when people filled out that stylist information Google form, I asked them, like, what do you need? What do you think you need to learn to be a successful stylist? And I thought I would hear like dressing body shapes, what goes with what, blah, blah, blah. I didn't. I heard over and over, like, I don't know how to market myself. I don't know how to start a business. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. So that is going to be a decent chunk of our training, because if you have a styling business, you have a styling business. Like if you just want to style your friends for free, don't sign up for this because that's a lot of money for nothing. But if you want a business, you have to act like a business person, and you don't want to make those mistakes that I made, like the no email list and naming myself something stupid and all these other things. So we want to help you get started, and we want to help you launch quickly. I don't want you to drag this out for 6 months and think about it and think about it and think about it. And, oh, well, when I'm ready, when I know everything I need to know. No, I want to get you up and running quickly and making money and changing lives and doing what you were meant to do. So that's that part. And finally, our goal is to impact thousands of women by spreading the message of everyday style. We believe that when you like the way you look, life is better, right? You are happier, you're more confident, you're open to new experiences. And we believe that the best way to like the way you look is through a simplified style for everyday life. I've said it a million times, like you can go to the store and get help for black tie one-off events. That's not what trips people up. It's like getting dressed for work, getting dressed for, trips to the park and going to the grocery store and feeling good on date night. Like those are the kinds of things that everyday life stuff is really what trips women up. So that's what we aim to help. Now, if you want to be a stylist who focuses on like black tie and, all that good stuff, great. That's your thing. But this is what everyday style does. We focus on creating stress-free closets. Having a well-organized closet and a well-edited closet is a foundation for easy style. You can't find anything in a crowded, cluttered, a 5 years ago body lives here sort of thing. You can't find anything. And when you can't find anything, style gets really hard. And we also want to meet our women where they are in their style journey and honor the individual. And what that means is, if somebody comes to us and she is a yoga pants and t-shirts mom, and she wants to stay a yoga pants and t-shirts mom, we don't turn her into a sheath dress, high heel wearing woman. We just don't. We help her buy better yoga pants and t-shirts. We don't do crazy makeovers because we understand that those don't work. We want to help women build the wardrobes that they need now and not buy into this nonsense of, oh, you need to, lose 20 pounds first. Oh, if you had more money, if you had a better job, if you had this. No, we just want to honor the individual and meet our clients where they are today and help them on their style journey. Okay. So who can join the Everyday Style Network? You need three things. You need three things. This is it. You need an eye for style, a heart for serving women, and a desire to start a successful business. And yes, you do need a willingness to work hard. So let's break these down. An eye for style. So I was talking to my husband the other day, not about fond pairings, but about this program. And he said, are you going to help people figure out what goes with what? And I was like, well, I don't really even know what that means. But no, we're not going to help you figure out what goes with what. Because to me, that is like style 101. It's even like a prerequisite to style, is having an eye for what goes with what. To be a good stylist, you have to have decent style. And I don't want to exclude anybody, but at the same time, like your work, you wear your work every day, right? If you're out and, people compliment you on your clothes, you can pretty much guarantee you have an eye for style. If your family and friends ask you about wardrobe things and how can you help me with this? Yes, you have an eye for style. If you're like, I don't know what goes with what, this may not be the thing for you. So we are not going to teach you what goes with what. Now, we are going to teach you things like how to dress a body type that is very, very different than yours, how to recognize signature styles, and how to help somebody get there in a very short amount of time. That's the kind of stuff that we're going to teach. The second thing you need is a heart for serving women. One thing I have found is that women come to us because they think, because they don't have pants, why they're really coming to us is that they don't feel confident, that they don't feel great about themselves. And the opportunity to work with women who you have such an opportunity to help them is truly amazing. But you have to kind of come from a service aspect or a mindset about it, that it's not just like, hey, we buy cute things. You're going to find that it's not really about that. It is so much more about what's in the head than what's in the closet. So if you don't really love to help women feel great about themselves, again, not the job for you. And finally, a desire to start a successful business. If you have an entrepreneurial spirit, this is a great way to exercise that without having to go at 100% alone. When I was a kid, my sister and I used to play businesses, and one time we played accountant office. Like, that's the worst game ever. But we used to play restaurant, we used to play daycare, but we didn't like take care of people or take care of customers. We were always running the business end. And it's no surprise that the two of us run businesses today, because that is like in our DNA somehow. But if you've got that drive, if you want that, that's a thing you need to have here. You need to have that. And then you also have to be willing to work hard, because yes, as a certified stylist, you will be listed on our website, and we hope to send you as many clients as possible, but it will not be enough to build a totally full book. You're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to market yourself. You're going to have to do all these things. We're going to help you figure out how to do those, but you're going to have to work hard to do it. Any business is a lot of work. Any business. I don't care what you start. All right. Who can join the Style Network? Anyone can become a certified stylist. You do not need prior experience or a related background. You don't have to come from retail or fashion or beauty or any of those things. And you don't have to have been a stylist. If you have the eye for style and a desire to learn and work hard, you can absolutely do it. Anyone who wants to own their own business again, but doesn't want to go at 100% alone. I would not be a good franchisee of somebody, because I like to try new things. I like to say, hey, let's try this program. Well, that didn't work. Let's not do that anymore. Or, hey, let's put out this product. Oh, wait, that didn't work anymore. Let's try something new. That's the kind of the fun of it. But I also understand how nice it is to have somebody that you can talk to that is not your husband. Okay. It's also great for anyone who wants a creative outlet, anyone who wants flexibility, and anyone who wants more for themselves. If you want to build something that's just for you, this is a great opportunity for you. All right, so let's talk about who's not a good fit, because I really want to be upfront and honest about this. Anyone who wants to do group programs or digital courses, this is not the right fit for you. A couple of reasons. Number one, that's what we do. So if we were ever to stop doing digital courses and capsule guides and all of those, then absolutely we would allow our certified network stylists maybe to do that, but we are not there. That's kind of our business. The other thing though, and maybe even a bigger reason, is that woman with the job interview the other day, she really affected me. So she's in this fitting room and she doesn't know what to wear for a job interview. And she's afraid that she's not going to look right. And she's afraid she's not going to get the job. And she's afraid that, these pants don't fit. And she gained weight during COVID. Like all of this was coming up for her. And I had like 2 minutes. She didn't want to whip out her phone and download a course. She just didn't. She didn't want a guide. She wanted somebody in the fitting room with her to help her. And again, I think my podcast is great. I really do. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I really think it helps women, just based on the emails that I get. And I think that our courses and our products are really, really good. And I think they help women and I'm proud of them. But I also know from doing the other side of it that it is no substitute for the woman who literally doesn't have anything to wear and doesn't know where to start. And she feels bad about herself and all of these things. And she just wants to give up. She needs somebody there saying, hey, Linda, come on, we can do this. You're not as far off as you think you are. You're so much closer. Let's build on these one pair of black pants that you got. We can build on this. Like it's a different thing. And that's what the Everyday Style Network is all about. So if you want to just do digital products and group programs, cool. This is not the right thing for you. It's also not for anyone who wants to start a business in their spare time. You can have a part-time business. You can have a very part-time business. And you can also have a full-time business and a very full-time business. You can't have a spare time business. You know why? Nobody has spare time. Nobody does. I don't have spare time. There's always something, even if it's Netflix. Things you do in your spare time often get forgotten about. And you're going to find yourself very, very frustrated if you try and do this when everything else is done. So this is something that you have to dedicate your time to a little bit. And I'm not saying it has to be your all consuming every day, all day thing. Doesn't have to be. But if you're like, that's cool, I could do that a little bit, this may not be right for you. Also, anybody who wants to have a full client calendar sent to them from our website. Like I said, sometimes we get one email, sometimes we get 5, sometimes we get 10, sometimes we get none. It will not be enough to keep you full-time busy. If it was, my goodness, this program would be expensive because it would be so crazy, crazy valuable to you. This is for you to build your own business and to be able to use our name and to be able to use our network and to have some people sent to you. I can't wait for the day where we have 100,000 hits to that one page alone every month. That'd be amazing, but we're not there. So you got to build your business alongside of us. All right. Let's talk about what it takes to become a certified stylist. We already talked about that this is a 2-step thing, right? We have our training program, and then we have the certification program. So here are the training program details. And like I said, this is probably different than if we talked last year or that you saw when you filled out the info form. We're actually going to be doing this as a 2-day workshop. Pre-work starts in September. There's a lot of stuff that I want to have you do ahead of time so that you can bring it to this training weekend, this October 2nd and 3rd. And then our conversations can be much richer. You can be getting feedback rather than me giving it to you right then. And then you go off into the ether and then you deal with it. And, you don't have somebody with you. So we are going to start pre-work in September. I was working on the manual today. I'm super proud of it. But then on Saturday and Sunday, October 2nd and 3rd, we are going to be together on Zoom right here in this room, probably from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. Here's why I did this. My original thought was that I wanted to do it like a week, like 8 weeks, 8 modules for, 1 module per week for 8 weeks. As I'm mapping out like what I need to teach you and what you need to know, there isn't a thing that can be 8 weeks later. Does that make sense? So, and let me give you another way to say that. I found another training program that I was looking at, and it was for like an interior design kind of thing, but she's breaking down like the modules, and it's like very similar to what I want to do, except just for home. So I was like, cool, I can take inspiration from this. But week 10 was about building your business. And it said, now we're going to teach you everything about building a business so you can start seeing clients ASAP. ASAP? We're 10 weeks into it. We're 2.5 months into it. Like that's not ASAP at all. And there are some business things that you need to know at the beginning to inform your other decisions. So as I looked at it, if dragging it out was problematic for a couple of reasons. I want to tighten up all the delivery so that you have everything you need to make those decisions. So maybe we talk about something on Saturday and you need something that you learned on Saturday or on Sunday for it, but we're a day away, not 10 weeks away. So that's really why we're doing this. And the other reason is that I want to make this as much like an in-person event as possible. If we were together in a room, like I would love to be in a hotel conference room and we're all together and we're learning and sharing and growing. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Going to class once a week, once a week for 12 weeks, it doesn't have the same kind of energy. So I wanted to just tighten up that timeline and give you everything you need right at the same time. So then you can go out and actually see people ASAP. This is a live workshop and you need to attend it with your camera on and be participating in it. We are not going to be sending out replays, and here's why. Let's say we went to Scottsdale for this training. I don't know why Scottsdale is my city of the day, but I've been using Scottsdale for everything. If we went to Scottsdale, your child would not come in and say, "Mom, will you make me lunch?" It wouldn't happen because you would have dedicated that time to yourself. You would have said, this is a big thing that I'm doing. It is worthy of me taking 2 days. So pretend you're in Scottsdale. Even if you're in your bedroom, make your bedroom Scottsdale. Get yourself a cactus or something and make it like Scottsdale. And that's the reason you're like, why are we talking about this if you're not starting till September? Because I don't want you to run into, oh, well, no, I already have something booked for that weekend. Oh, my kids have soccer. Right now, you can say, hey, I have this thing on my calendar in October and it's important to me. I'm going to Scottsdale. So you can make plans. If, Junior has soccer, you can say to your partner, hey, you got to take Junior to soccer, or you can call an Uber for Junior and send, will they do that? I don't know. But you can get him there. If you have to hire a babysitter for 2 days, that may be part of what you need to invest in to make this happen for you. And I only want people who are willing to invest in themselves. Because we're doing it virtually, you're saving all the money that you would have spent getting to Scottsdale and the hotel in Scottsdale. And you can spend it. Heck, you can go get yourself an Airbnb for 2 days. Or you can really go to Scottsdale. I don't care. Maybe I'll meet you there. But anyway, I want you to make this a priority, and I want you to pretend like you are not even in your house and nobody can bug you because you are working on you. So that's why we are doing it this way. Now, if you are on the other side of the globe and you need a different accommodation, please reach out to me and let's see what we can do. We had a whole bunch of people in Australia and New Zealand, which I love that. But we will try and make that work. But if you're really in Scottsdale or if you're in Illinois, this is your weekend. Put it on the calendar. Okay, so there's that. Let's talk about program fees. I got to move myself. All right. So when you see this program again in 2022, you will see it at the price of $12.97. I got to tell you, I think that this is still at $12.97, a crazy deal. So many of the programs that I've looked at that offer no live training, no support, no follow-up. They don't care what happens to you afterwards, are at least this much. There's one that's almost twice as much and offers very, very little in live instruction. They don't care if you get clients afterwards. You are just free to go on your own, never hear from them again. So I think for what you get and the training you're going to get, I think $12.97 is a screaming deal. However, you're not going to pay that because we're going to do this founders round. This October is a founders round. And what that means is that you are a founder and you get to save $400 to give me feedback if there's something that you wish we would have spent more time on, or, hey, you talked about how to find your customer way too long. I don't talk about how to, that's the most important conversation we're going to have. So let me take that one back. But anyway, if there's something you felt we spent too much time on, you can give that feedback. I want to make the next round and the next round and the next round more perfect every single time. So in exchange for helping me get there and for dealing with, little bumpy here or there, you get $400 off. However, if you register before August 7th, if you know you are in, if you've been waiting for a year to sign up for this, you can save an additional $200. So it'll be $697 for you, which is basically half of the of next year's fee. But here's the cool thing. My goal is that you start your business certified with having paid back this investment completely. By the way, we also do have a payment program. We have a 3-payment plan for that. This is what this includes: the 16 hours of training, the course materials with templates, checklists, et cetera, links to everything that I used as a stylist that was really helpful. So some of the things that you're going to get, there's a how to start your business checklist of all the steps you need to do. And you can just go through, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, kind of a fill in the blank sort of thing. You're going to get my, my pre-service questionnaire, which I refined over and over and over again. The cool thing is you're getting what I ended with, not what I started with, because I started ugly. That is one of my principles in business, is start ugly. Just start slow, start badly, start ugly, just start. But you're getting where I ended, which is great. You're going to get the policies that I sent to clients. I made a lot of mistakes there. Just off the top of my head, I had a client, I'd driven like 45 minutes to the mall in traffic. We had a 3-hour session. It never occurred to me to say, this has to be done in one session. She shot for like an hour and a half. And then she's like, yeah, we can finish another day. So then I literally was in the car more than I was shopping with her. And, time is money. So now on the policies, it was like, has to be finished in one session. Like, what are the cancellation policies? All this good stuff that I thought through, and now you don't have to. So you get that, you get my policies, you get the questionnaire, you get the checklist, all that kind of stuff. Everything that I have to give you, I will certainly do. There's also a Facebook community that you will be in with your training cohort. So all the people who start with us in September will be in this Facebook group. It'll be open for, I believe, 10 weeks. And you have each other for the font pairing questions, and you have me every other week. If you had a really rough practice client, you want to do a little debrief, we can do that. If you want me to look at your marketing materials, we can do that. If you want me to help with your website, we can do that. I will be available every other week for office hours. So you are actually getting one-on-one time with me through the program. We're not just throwing you to the wolves. You also get access to all of the courses for 3 months as you're going through training. These courses are your textbooks for the session, for the training program. A lot of training programs, like stylist training programs, they have a module on like dressing body types, and they have a module on finding your style. I have a whole course on it. So we're not going to spend time doing that during that 16 hours of training. That is part of the pre-work, is that you're going to watch those classes over and over and over again if you have to, and then answer different questions and kind of start to refine your process and improve your knowledge of those. But those are the courses that we're going to be using as your textbook. So we have the Ultimate Closet Makeover, we have Dress Your Body Shaped Like a Pro, and Signature Style as well. You're going to use more color in your wardrobe, and the Denim Masterclass. Jeans are the biggest thing that women struggle with, and this class will break it all down for you. So you get those for the whole 3 months that you are training. My plan is that most people will get certified in 3 months. If you want to take longer, that's totally up to you. But there you go. And we may extend that if people need a little bit more time with the courses. Okay. And then there's the annual licensing fee. You do not pay this upfront. You don't pay this until you are ready to be certified, when you go through all the other stuff that we'll talk about in 1 second. But normally this licensing fee will be $497. For the founder round, it's $297, and you lock that in. So if you are a certified stylist with us for 5 years, you're going to pay $297 a year for 5 years. It won't ever go up for you. That's what you pay. If you start with us in 2022, we're going to start at the $497. Okay. But again, you don't pay that until you're ready to be certified. So if it takes you 6 months, you don't pay that for 6 months. Okay. This is what the training program covers. These are some of the topics that we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about the everyday style mission and philosophy and guiding principles, like what makes an everyday style closet edit and everyday style closet edit. We're going to talk about starting your business. Again, that is where most people felt the most unsure. So we're going to do that. We're going to talk about marketing and branding and business building, determining your niche or your niche. You can call it whatever you want. Who do you want to work with? How are we going to find them? Where are they? Where do they hang out? I'm gonna help you figure that out. That's my jam right there. If you get nothing else out of the class, I know that you will walk out of there understanding your client like nobody else can. So that's my jam. All right, we're going to talk about pricing and determining your services. For example, I like to shop with clients because I like to teach them how to shop for themselves. But maybe you want to do a thing where you go to the store and pick up all the stuff and take it to their house, they try it on, you return what they don't, that kind of thing. That's up to you. But we'll talk about how to figure out what you want to do and how much you can charge for it. We are going to talk about working with clients. What do I do when I get to a client's house? How do I set up? What do I bring? What does timing look like? How do I make sure I'm staying on track? How do you give feedback? That was the other big one. I'm afraid to tell people their pants don't look good. I know, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, but I'm going to teach you how to do it. And then also dealing with difficult situations, because as perfect as everything is all the time, sometimes you have just difficult situations, and I want you to really be confident going into those. And then we're going to talk about identifying and dressing different body shapes and styles. So, you might be a rectangle with a very classic look, and you know how to dress yourself really, really well. That's fantastic. But do you know what to do with an edgy apple or an earthy hourglass? You've got to be able to dress anybody and everybody, right? So we're going to talk about how to do that. And the signature style class is great, but you don't have 2 hours to sit down with people and be like, well, let's create a Pinterest board. You sort of have to do that on the fly, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then lots more. There will also be a lot of time in there, because we're doing some pre-work, that we can work on some things together. You can get feedback. And that's what we're doing. Those are our 2 days of training. All right, so here is the path to becoming certified. First of all, you've got to attend and complete the training course, the pre-work, and then those 2 days. Then you've got to do 30 practice hours. You can do that in stores, in homes, virtually, a combination of the 3, whatever. We're going to talk about how to structure that depending on what experience you need to gain to feel confident too. You don't have to do these for free, by the way. This is my plan to have you pay for your training program during your training program. So my thought is that you will come out of this, like, I don't know if you're going to go in debt for it or not, but I want you to come out like zero balance sheet. You paid for your investment, you're good. You've got to get feedback from 5 practice clients. You've got to submit photos of your closet, organize the everyday style way, and your practice reports. So when you've worked with a client, you'll be filling out things like, what was the issue? How did you solve it? What do you want to do better next time? That kind of stuff. And then there is an exam that you got to take and you got to pass. My goal is for everyone to pass it. I'm not a gotcha kind of person, but there's some multiple choice sort of stuff on it. And then there's also like, here is a woman, a headless, faceless woman. Do you know how to dress her body? What would you identify? What is the best neckline for her? What would you do? And you've got to be able to do those. Then you sign your contract and you pay your annual licensing fee. At that point, you are on our website. We're linking to yours. You're good to go. All right. Here are the benefits of becoming certified. Like I said, you are listed on our website and we link to yours so people can come to us and find you. So there will be on our site, when we have some certified stylists, find a stylist. You can use the term certified stylist and everyday style network member on your site, on your business cards. You can refer to your training, whatever, all that good stuff. There are ongoing training opportunities. So like I talked about email and my idiocy about email, there are topics that we're not going to go super in depth on in that first 16 hours, because if we went in depth on everything, we would be there for 6 months and you would never actually launch a business. So if you decide that email marketing is something that you really want to get into and you want to know how to do it well, we may have a training on that. We may have a website workshop where I'll sit with you and create your website. So all things like that. Some may be paid, some may be free, but there will be opportunities for more training. A stylist community on Facebook. So your training community will be open for about 3 months, like I said, like 10 weeks. Once that's done, that'll close. And once you're certified, you'll move into the permanent stylist community where you can talk about font pairings and difficult clients all day long. This is what I wish I had right there. That is the one thing I wish I had that I think is worth way more than $297 a year. But, I want you to succeed. So there you go. Also, promotion on the Everyday Style School podcast, which does really, really well, friends. Promotion on our website and through our social channels. So my goal is to have our stylists on the podcast to give you opportunities to almost take over and, lighten my load and to promote yourselves. Sorry, my watch is going cray. Oh, my daughter's shopping the anniversary sale and she thinks that she gets getting expensive things. She's not. Okay. Anyway, but I would love to have you on our site and on our podcast and promote you on socials. Part of what your certification fee is going for is advertising this program. One of my friend Melissa, one of the things she wishes that the KonMari program did was actually promote their consultants. Like, it's just there. And if people find it, that's cool. This is something I've already been talking about like nonstop, and I will continue to talk about, because if this is successful, you're successful. If you're successful, I'm successful. Like, what I love about this program is that there is a partnership there. There is a reason for me to be invested in your business. And that's just part of what your certification fee goes for. All right, here's what you can and can't do as a certified stylist. You can set your own hours, your pricing, your packages, your services. Like I said, if you want to go shopping for people, cool. If you want to shop with them, great. You can determine how you want to work with clients, when you want to work with clients, all that stuff. Work one-on-one with clients in home stores or online. The one-on-one is really important. And we talked about that a little bit before, but I just want everyone to really understand that I want this program to be one-on-one. You can host in-person workshops. This is a training that I will do later when we have some people certified. This was like my favorite thing ever. If you're somebody who likes a crowd, as I do, this is a great way. It's a great way to sell your services, to make money, to have fun, all that good stuff. And then you can also become a 50% affiliate, which means that if your client is like, I've heard about these capsule wardrobe guide things, what do I do? You can give her your link and she purchases it. You get half the purchase price. If she purchases a body shape class, you get half the purchase price. I split it with you 50-50. With that said, what you cannot do as a certified stylist is sell digital products or courses. And we talked about why, but just to reiterate again, it's what we do. And it's not the need that I want to fill through this. I want to, and I left a hole in a very small community, but I want to fill that hole in every community around the world. You cannot share or copy everyday style copyrighted material. So you can't print out the body shape class and share it with your people. You can't use that as a class that you're training. That stuff is there for your training materials and not to be shared. You can't share your capsule guide with your clients. Nope. And then you can't use our logos and name after your certification ends. Once we part ways, we part ways, hopefully very, very amicably, and we're friends forever. Okay. All right. So next steps. If you heard this and you're like, yes, I want my own business. I want to be rich, happy, and hot, all that good stuff. This is what I need in my life. Here's what you do. You can register. You can go to our website /become a stylist and you can register. Like I said, we are going to cap enrollment. I have 5 times as many people on the interested list as I originally thought we would have spots for. It doesn't mean you have to sign up like right this very second, but I probably wouldn't wait a whole lot longer. The other thing you can do is you can book a discovery chat. And just hold this slide up on your screen and type it in. But it's a 20-minute conversation. If you have things that you really want to talk through and you're just not sure if things are right for you, or if you're like, I really have no style experience, can I really do this? If you just need somebody to encourage you or to give you honest feedback, because I'm all about honest feedback, book 20 minutes with me and let's chat about it. If you just have a quick question, like, is there a payment plan? There is a payment plan, so maybe not that one. But if there's a quick question like that, just email us at hello@youreverydaystyle.com. And I want to help you make the right decision for you. I am not about selling courses. That's not what this is. So if I were just about selling courses, like a lot of these things, like trying to be a stylist, there would be these like fast action bonuses and buy now. And if you do it in the next 15 minutes, you'll save another 25%. Like that's not what we're doing here at all. I want to fill these spots, not because I want to sell the courses, but because I want to fill this country and this world with well-trained stylists who can help women. Like that's really what I want. So if you're not the right fit, let's figure it out together. If you are, let's figure it out together. So I am here through those 3 ways. You can just go ahead and register if you are ready. You can book a chat or just send us a quick email. All right, let me get to questions real quick. All right. So here's what we had sent in and in our previous session. All right, hold on. I'm going to just move this a little so I can see better. Okay. Can I get certified to style men? Yes and no. You can style men. I'm not going to certify you to do it. What that means is that we only certify to style women because that's what we do. However, it's your business. So you can style men, kids, homes, pets, I don't care. That's your decision. The only thing you would have to do is clearly state on your website, like certified to style women through the Everyday Style Network, right? Like you would just have to disclose that I did not certify anyone to dress their pet. That was actually suggested to me. I was in this group and they were talking about business and this girl thought she had a great idea. She's like, oh my gosh, you could like help style pets with leashes and collars. And I was like, what? No. No. So anyway, you can, I'm not. All right. If I don't want to get certified, can I still go through training? This program is meant for people who want to be a part of the Everyday Style Network. If you do not want to get certified, if you have a situation where you think, I really want the training, but don't really want that whole partnership thing, please reach out to me before you register, because we do have a non-certification path that you can go through, and it has some different stuff in it. Again, I really want this to be for women who want this kind of longer term thing. But if that, for some reason, that's not right for you, reach out, book one of those chats and let's talk about it. Okay. Are there territories? No. Like, is this my area and I plant my flag and nobody else can become a certified style network member around me? No, not at all. I understand that people are afraid of competition, and I probably wouldn't want to be a network stylist if my neighbor was one too. But what I will say is that you bring something, every single one of you watching this right now, every single one brings something different to the table. Every single one, whether it is your voice, your message, who you serve, how you serve them, your pricing, the way you make people feel is a big one. It's a huge one. So I wouldn't worry if there's somebody in your same state or even in your same city. Literally, if you know the person and they're your next door neighbor, your cousin, you might not want to, but I wouldn't worry about like staking your flag in a state, because I really believe that there is enough to go around. There are enough women who don't know how to dress themselves. Trust me. Okay. What is the average rate per hour a stylist charges? I realize this is location dependent, city/rural, but can you give a range of high or low? Well, it depends on a lot of things, including city or rural. It also depends on what the service is and how long you've been doing it. When I started, my rate was very, very different than when I finished seeing clients, right? I had the approach when I started out to charge very little and get very busy. When I first started, I thought I'll have 2 clients, but then I was like, oh, I really like this. I want to do more. I wanted a full book. And the reason I wanted a full book is that a lot of my clients came from so-and-so worked with so-and-so who worked with so, like you worked with my friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. And then it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I wanted to start out busy. I didn't want to like charge premium pricing and then sit around for crickets. So I worked very, very inexpensively in the beginning. I think I was charging somewhere in the neighborhood of like $45 to $50 an hour. It was not much. It went up quite a bit. It went up a lot. But that was my choice. And I don't regret it for a minute. Now, with that said, When I finished, I was charging close to $200 an hour for a closet edit and about $175 for shopping. I always charge a little less for shopping. I don't know why. Maybe because I did more hours of it. But so can we use 50 to 200 as a range? And I think like the 100, 125 range is probably pretty accurate for a stylist with, a decent level of experience. The one thing I want to talk about in training is that you don't just price yourself by the hour, because when people start figuring out like, oh, she's $100 an hour, they start saying, is she worth it? So there are ways that we can package you differently and talk about pricing differently that that communicates a different kind of value rather than just dollars for hours. So yeah, there you go. I hope that answered your question. All right. Can you clarify whether or not you're offering a franchise? This was a question that I went more in depth in here. You don't ask for a percentage. You're answering now. Okay. So yeah, no, it's not a franchise. You do not owe a percentage. You don't have to keep track of how much you made, and I don't have to keep track of how much you made. That's like I really want this to be like low management for me, right? I mean, for our team, there will be a website audit like once a year to make sure that you're not your website's not totally inappropriate and all that good stuff. But beyond that, I really want you to have a lot of leeway to do what you want to do. And like I said, that certification fee that covers your Facebook community, it covers that website audit, it covers hosting you on our website, all this other stuff. So that's all you have to pay after that first training fee. Okay, can you explain officially why once we're certified, we can't produce our own digital products if we have our own website? I think I understand, but I'd love your thoughts. So yeah, I think I also shared more on this one in this round because I wanted to really, really clarify that. Part of it is that's our business. I mean, I probably wouldn't put somebody on my site to direct them to somebody else selling a capsule guide. It doesn't seem to be good business for me. But the bigger thing is the hole that is in the market is the hand holding the Linda who doesn't know how to dress herself. And this is where you start as a stylist. This is where you start. Like, I could not have created the products that I create had I not dressed people for years. So will there come a time where you want to sell digital products? Okay, cool. You can do that. That means your time being a certified Everyday Style Network member, that needs to come to an end. So it's not that you can never do it, but this program is to fill this very specific need. And what I worry about is that if everyone just got to do digital products, that everyone would want to do that. And like, oh, I'll just stay home and not have to do anything. Part of why I still see clients every now and then is to stay connected to their problems. It is very, very easy to sit here in my office with my children who are 9 and 13 and go, it's so hard about getting dressed. It's easy. I don't know why anyone struggles with this. And then I work with a woman and I go, oh gosh, this is why. Like, the emotion that people have about getting dressed, you have to stay kind of connected to it. So I really think that stylists need to spend some time working with people one-on-one before they do these digital products. So if that is your goal, if your goal is to sell digital products, you kind of have to decide, like, am I jumping into that arena right now? Okay, if that's the case, then this is not the program for you. If you kind of feel like, I need to spend some time learning to be a stylist, getting really good at it, finding my voice, finding my messaging, figuring out who I want to serve, what unique things do I bring to the table. And the way to do that is working with clients one-on-one. So if that's kind of your approach, then I think that this could be the right situation for you. Okay. So last question, are there downloadable materials for us to keep from the courses, or do we just have access for the 3 months? So you have access to watch the courses for 3 months. There are workbooks in every one. You do get that workbook, like the training manual. You get that has all of the resource links, the checklists, the templates, all that good stuff. So you have that forever and ever and ever. We may have to revisit having access for 6 months and maybe move it to 6 months. I think that we will do that. I think we'll move that to 6 months. I think that's probably a better thing. But my goal for you, I'm going to set your goals now. No, my goal is to have you certified within 3 months. I really think that that is a reasonable goal. And then once you're certified, you also have access to all the courses. So there shouldn't be much of a lag. What I don't want is people like, oh, I'm just going to take my time and think about it some more. And maybe I'll do a client this month. Like, I want there to be this push to get you certified. The reason for that is the more you do it, the quicker you do it, the more successful you get at it. And you're going to get out of your own head and you're going to quit being scared of it. And you're just going to do it. And the only way to do that is just do it. It's just to do it. Let's not drag this out. Let's not, hem and haw for 9 months about this. Now, if you have a reason, like I just had a baby, okay, cool. We can work around that. But if you're just a person who likes to think about things for a really long time, I'm going to kick your butt a little bit because that is not what's going to get you there. So that's all I have for you tonight. That's all the questions. Thank you for watching this. If you have questions, email us. If you want to book a chat, book that chat. Don't wait too long because spots are going to go, but don't feel like you have to be pressured into making a decision right this minute. That's not the good thing. That's not the right thing either. So take your time, think about it. Don't think too long. Okay, that's all I have. Take care. Thank you again for coming to my TED Talk. Bye.